G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. Beautiful morning, birds are singing. I think I might have worked out what I'm doing. So you would have seen, or you may well have seen on the last upload, when I think I tracked down the problem down to the fact that there's too much movement on that cog, and that cog has caused all the issues. It's dug into the sidewall there. It hasn't completely messed it up, but it's not great. I was trying to work out why, and I think I have. So digging through the book and through Tinternet last night, I've worked out what I'm missing, and that is 3, 4 and 5. That is the retainer, the tab washer and the bolt effectively holding this in. So that's a threaded, oh come on, there you go, that's a threaded hole there. It does go all the way through. Have I got to point it there? There we go. There's nothing that pushes through. It goes all the way through, but there's, it's an open-sided. You can see holes in the side of the cog, so it's nothing pushing through and pushing on, because it will just snare that and go all the way through. So it's something on the outside, and that's what it is. Now I've looked it up online, and there's about £8 worth of parts there, which is which is a good thing. Unless of course I have to replace the cog that's been slightly wrecked by the malaligned other cog. That's about £120 worth of cog. This one doesn't seem too bad, despite the fact it's been tearing into the hard aluminium housing. Yeah, so I'm going to do a bit more research, get online, because that seems. I've looked back at my old footage, and I'll drop a screenshot up here. It's never had anything on there since I've had it, but I don't know if that's been as proud as it is. I can't quite see on my footage. I might have to continue looking. It just seems slightly strange that that's sort of pinned that way, but we'll see. Yeah, so I think we're getting there, I think, is the simple answer as to what the issue is. Now obviously I'm going to have to wait for postage and other bits I found out. Those are half moons. I'm not missing half. They are supposed to be half, which is fine, which I'm quite happy with, because it means I'm not searching around the engine for where the other halves of those are gone. What I've also done is started to do a little bit of mini shopping. Bit of Halford's Finest, some black nitramals. Not seen this before. It was flagged as new, but anti-rust paint. So that's frame paint ultimately. I'd love to strip it and powder coat it. I would, but I just don't think. Not on this bike, maybe on the next. But I want to do something with the frame. Although I'm really not thinking about the frame at the moment. That's way off business. But what I have got is some paint for the engine. So I've got a couple of tins of very high temperature metallic black. I think what I might do while I'm ordering, and I'll have a bit of a low couple of days on the bikes because I've got family stuff to do, is just have a look at some of the either the cylinder head cover. How do I clean that up and get it looking pretty? Or some of the side covers. I think actually probably this. I also need to get a gasket set on order and clean up the gaskets. But we'll see how we get on. So this upload may well be trying to tidy up the metal work a little bit. I have decided I am going to strip this and paint it properly. I strip everything out, clean it, paint it, put it back together. It just seems daft to get this far and then just throw it all back together. And I've not done it before, so this is a learning experience for me. Right, so let's see how we get on with trying to tart up some casings of it. I don't think I'm going to do the two halves yet, because I need to do more stripping, etc, etc, and I need to get dirty and I need to concentrate, and this is very much more of a popping in and out, because I'm going to be doing stuff with the family. So right, let's see how we go. And what would you expect from this site, apart from a shonky way of doing things? This is my sandblaster setup. I've not used it before. Well, I have. I've used the briefly on a small piece, and look at that, kind of a before and an after. I thought I'd put it in a box. My sandblaster is that. So it is a gun with a hose, and the hose goes into some sand, which is kiln dried sand, fine kiln dry sand suitable for paving, etc, etc, etc. Hopefully it seems to be suitable for this. Now I did do a little bit of research, but not a great deal. Just trying to find out what's good and what ain't. But it was also what's not going to make too much of a mess. Now I'd love a booth, but I just start losing. I'm trying to put it on the wrong end. Sports me on off shot. Just trap my glove in it then. There we go. Sand's going out. I'll put on some old specs. Works quite well, and I did also bring a face mask so it doesn't all go straight in my grid. My eyes are obviously covered. Try some of that action. It's going fucking everywhere. Woohoo! Not too bad. So we did a bit of real time. Not bad. See, I was about to say that this obviously doesn't quite have the stones to get rid of most of it, because you can hear my compressor can't keep up. I think it's only a 40 litre. But actually, I mean, this really embedded stuff that I just scraped away with an Allen key I happen to have in my pocket. I mean, it's no really endorsement, but I look at old Del Boy and he's got a cabinet. and a full setup, and it doesn't take off half of this. Quite impressive. Messy as hell, but impressive. And I think it's just got jammed up. Yeah, and a little stone. Gone. Right, it's only got 2 Allen keys on it. It's the simplest thing in the world to unblock. Just took off the back one there. Turn that bad boy back on. Return gas. That is pretty fucking amazing. Quite therapeutic too to do. Look. Does it look like I've been in a sandstorm? Feel like it too. Well, that's pretty fucking good. Obviously it's going to need a good clean to make sure there's no sand on it before it goes anywhere near a bike again, but look at that. I think I'm going to get something else so I can do a better comparison. Let me come back. Right, let's give it a real test. That's the crank cover case. Now it's semi-painted, it's pitted, nasty. So that's the before. In fact, I'll put it by the flat bit so I can do a before. I'm not going to make you watch me, but that's a before, and I'll bring you back in for an after, and we'll see what the difference is. And there we go. A few minutes later, that's your after shot. Just tore through it, tore through that paint around the edge, cleared up a lot of the scratches on it as well. It's still going to need a rub down before paint goes near it, because paint won't fill those, it just make them look worse. But happy with that. Do a bit of a live demo. So here's one I prepared earlier. That is, I'll do it without my mask so you can hear me, but I've got really gritty mouth. So that's a panel that the bike came with as a side panel that I hated, but let's just see. Paint straight off. It's got a blockage now, just to prove me wrong. Bad. It's a damn sight quicker than stripping, scraping, rubbing and all the normal stuff I do. If you sieved your sand, better. And in saying that, I think actually my hose pipe come out. Oh, there you go. It's not great, my compressor isn't really up to the job, but good enough for me. Right, happy with that. Just going to turn my compressor off because the bloody thing's working really hard. Yeah, so if I can find the plate on the compressor, I'll put up what capacity it is, etc. It's not quite up to it, but it works. Frankly, it does the job good enough. Now, yeah, I'm not going to film me doing various other bits. I'm going to clean up here. I have now got the Sahara on the floor, so I'm going to have to find a way of doing that better. Maybe putting some plastic sheeting down so the missus doesn't completely kill me. But happy with that. Right, that'll do me for another one. I think I know what I'm doing. Any suggestions, please give us a holler. I'd love a nice sandblasting booth, but I just don't have the real estate for it. I really don't. Right, that'll do me. Cheers all. I'll catch you later on. Ta-da.